Jim, I feel really fortunate that we get to sit down today because you've been a mentor and a leader that I look up to. And so it's great that we have this opportunity to sit down today to talk about D&L Transport, started by really, truly agents, salt of the earth agents that really know how to approach this business. Don't you think that's pretty special?
Oh, I agree. And on top of that, me being in sales as a salesman, agent, whatever you want to call it, my entire career, I wanted to put out a product allows the agent to be successful, and I wanted to build it on how I thought an agent should be treated, and that is what we've done from the day we started, and today still, 17, 16 years later, we're still the agent's number one. Our job day in and day out is to support the agent as much as possible.
As a corporate office, we live, we breathe, we sleep the agent-based model. That's all we do, that's all we know. That's 100% what we do every day when we come to work is support our agents. And I think that's pretty important and pretty special, don't you?
Oh, nothing's changed over the years. When we were a little guy with 3 agents to today, the number of agents we have, it's still our number one goal, day in and day out. And the mental attitude of our office staff is, what can we do to make the day better for the agent? If we do that, that allows them to make more money, and that's why they're in the business.
Right, and it's us in our corporate office teaming up with and partnering with our agency offices. I mean, we don't have venture capitalists involved. We don't have private equity money. This is our company with our agents. That really shows through with kind of how we approach the business and the flexibility we have with our agents.
Our attitude at D&L Transport is we don't have a lot of rules. We don't play a lot of games.
Right.
A lot of these brokers we compete with have things that have to be done. Red tape, et cetera, et cetera. We make it very simple. And if I was going to be a salesman and agent trying to make a living in this business, I'd want somewhere where they have my back and it's simple.
Right.
Life's too hard. An agent should do one thing, and that is go after business, not worry about a million other things. Right. And with us, they don't have to do it.
You know best how to be successful. We're going to just be here to support you. And we're going to give you the best darn support in the industry.
A lot of agents that work for brokers really don't realize that. They just don't realize that it can be so simple, because so many of the people we deal with, there's too many rules and too much corporate malarkey. Right. We don't have that.
You know who you're dealing with at D&L. You're dealing with Jim, you're dealing with me, Brian, you're dealing with the folks in our corporate office, and you're going to get us on the phone, whether it be at 5:30 in the morning, at 1 in the afternoon, or at 9:30 p.m. with whatever issue you have. You're getting somebody on the other end of the phone. It's pretty important to us, and it's always been really kind of one of our kind of cornerstones of what we do well for our agents.
We haven't changed. In all these years, we haven't changed. We still have the philosophy that we've talked about. Protecting the agent, supporting the agent, making life easy, not a lot of rules, and it's made us quite successful. And our agents will tell you that this is the greatest working environment they've ever been. And I as an agent recruiter now, hear it all the time. Whether you believe this or not, the agent says, this is the best business environment I've ever been in.
It's true.
And it's a true statement. And I never, ever get tired of hearing that.
One thing I really like is we respect our agents. And I know our agents respect us. And when you come to work every day with a common goal, that's pretty darn important,
Day in and day out, we have the finest business relationship and working environment in the industry. That may sound like a sales pitch. Guess it is. You can believe it. You don't have to believe it. But it's fact. We have the finest environment for an agent to work for in the industry.
Now, one question I get asked from time to time is, as an agent, it's very difficult for me to transition from my current broker to D&L. What do you suggest? And I say that's one area that we put a lot of thought into. We make your transition very easily. Now, transition can't always be simple. We get it, but we have approached many different transition scenarios with agents. We understand and take that transition very serious to make that easy on you. Whether that be an understanding of what your customers need in order to make that transition, whether that be forms filled out, contracts reviewed. We're all hands on deck to get that completed because we know how important that is for you to continue your business as you make that transition. Not to mention, we allow agents to come on, bring one or two customers over, try us out. After a short period of time, you'll realize, I want to come on full-time with D&L.
How many brokers can a potential agent talk to that say, like we do, come on board, try us part-time. If you don't like us, and I use this all the time in recruiting, if you don't like the way we operate, leave. We'll pay you what we owe you, and life goes on. People don't leave. They never leave because of the way we treat people. So yeah, we are kind of cocky. I guess that's maybe a poor word to use, but you know, we can have an agent up and running in 24 hours. Simple. Our agent contract is the most
built really more for the agent protection than it is
very
ours.
much so. It also helps that Brian Dufresne here is a licensed transportation attorney. That helps now, and helps when you come on, and it helps down the road if you have issues anywhere. We don't have to go to outside source. We can get legal questions answered right now. Come on board part-time. We'll prove to you how good we are.
And we love doing stuff like this because we are, on the one hand, very proud of where D&L has come, but on the other hand, we love talking to folks like you, folks that are successful agents that work hard every single day. We like to learn about you. And at the end of the day, whether an agent comes on with D&L or not, to us it's about relationships. And we approach every conversation that way. But it's also important to a successful business to be built on relationships like that.
D&L Transport has an excellent reputation in the industry. We probably have 20,000 carriers set up to use. We pay on time. You, the agent, won't have problems. You'll never have struggles moving a load. Carriers go out of their way to move loads for us because we've been doing it for so long in a quality nature.
One thing I think is important is the owners of this company are involved in the day-to-day operations.
Absolutely.
The owners are involved in recruiting. The owners are involved in the leadership of operations. At the end of the day, that allows us to understand the perspective of the agent. It allows us to make decisions that benefit our agents, that enable the success of our agency offices, having folks like you and I involved in the day-to-day operations. We're confident if you give us a try, you'll think this is the best decision I've ever made. Thanks a lot for joining us today. We had a great conversation with Jim Langenbach. We're glad you could join us. We are excited about the opportunity to show you what makes D&L Transport special.